My sister told me to do this. I don't know why. I don't feel so well. September 13th. Yesterday my hair fell out. I was in my room drawing at my desk, and a clump of it landed on my paper. It took me a second to realize what it was. I rubbed my head to check, and a whole bunch more came off. It's like it wasn't even attached to my head, it just slid right off. I started rubbing my head like crazy, I couldn't help it. Then I was completely bald. I looked down at my bedroom carpet covered in hair. I was so confused. I picked up the clumps and went to the bathroom to throw them in the trash. When I saw my reflection, I started to get scared and even started to cry. I ran downstairs to tell my mom. I called to her from across the house. She said she was in the kitchen. When I saw her, she looked at me, but she didn't say anything. She just stopped cooking and stared at me, and then looked back at the stove. Mom, look at my hair. All my hair just fell out of my head. Oh no, dear, that's too bad. After I told her, she kept cooking. I told her that I thought I looked stupid with all my hair gone. I told her I looked like a grandpa now, and asked if something was wrong with me. She smiled at me and said everything would be fine. September 14th. Today I was excited because my dad was coming home. He has a super important job and sometimes leaves on trips. All day I was waiting for him to get home. I went outside to play in the yard so I could see him when he got back. The bad thing was when I was playing, my hands really started hurting, like really bad. When I looked at them, a bunch of my fingernails were gone. I wasn't even playing that hard. Still, when my dad got home, I was so excited. I started running to give him a big hug, but when he saw me, he turned and went into the house really quick. I said I was happy to see him, but he didn't really seem that happy to see me. He just said, "Oh, yes, I'm happy to see you too," and then closed the door. My hands were very sore. My big sister gave me some bandages for them, but they didn't really help. All of us were going to have dinner together for the first time in weeks. Mom made mashed potatoes and meatloaf, my favorite. Unfortunately, I couldn't eat that much because after a couple of bites, my teeth fell out. For some reason, losing my teeth didn't hurt at all. I asked my mom if the tooth fairy was really going to pay me for each tooth. She said she would. I heard Mom and Dad arguing, but my big sister yelled at them both and then they stopped. My big sister isn't young like me. She's a grown-up like Mom and Dad. After she yelled at them, it was really quiet for the rest of the night. September 15th. When I woke up, my teeth were still under my pillow. I think the fairy must be running late. Mom and Dad were going up and down the stairs with boxes in their arms. When I finally went downstairs, I called out to my mom, but there was no answer. There was no one in the kitchen or the living room either. Then I heard the basement door slam. It was my big sister. She looked at me and then she started crying. She came up to me really close and put her hands on my cheeks. She said that her and Mom and Dad were going on a trip, like the ones Dad takes. The whole time she was crying. She looked like she wanted to give me a hug, but for some reason she changed her mind. I watched from the porch as my big sister got into our van. I waved at my mom and dad in the front seat, but they just stared at me. They didn't even smile. I don't know what I did wrong. They didn't tell me when they would be back, but I hope it's soon. I'm only 10. I didn't even know kids could stay home alone without parents. September 18th. I think they left 3 days ago now. There is no one else around, so I'm starting to get kind of lonely. Plus, I get scared at night. Yesterday, I thought I saw a man staring at me from the fields, but I realized it was just a tree. I'm bored of all my games and toys. I just want my family to come back. September 19th. For some reason, I don't get hungry anymore. I guess that's good because I don't even have teeth. I haven't eaten since they left. September 20th. I think something bad is happening. My skin is really dry like sand and bleeds when I scratch it. For some reason, it doesn't hurt though. September 21st. I have big lumps all over my body. It's really weird. I'm starting to get scared. I think something is wrong. I need my family to come back soon. September 22nd. This morning when I was walking into the kitchen, I hurt my leg. It just sort of folded over like a pretzel when I was walking. I think it's broken. It doesn't move right anymore. I have to use the broom handle to help me walk around. Something bad is definitely happening. I remember when I was really little, I found a frog on its belly. It wasn't moving and its leg was missing. I asked Dad what was wrong with it. He said nothing. It was just sleeping. He said the frog was going to be fine, but for some reason I think he was lying. I think what happened to that frog is going to happen to me. I don't think it's going to be fine. September 24. My eyeball fell out last night. Thankfully, I was able to put it back in. I've just been sitting in the kitchen watching the rain. I think I'm going to look in the cellar. My family always said it was off limits, but it doesn't matter. I don't think they're coming back. I'm in the basement. It's really strange down here. There's a lot of cool looking stuff, but I don't know what any of it's for. My family spent so many hours down here. I wonder why. There's a computer with a picture of my family and some other people. They're all wearing strange white coats. I've never seen these people before. They look so happy together. I was really surprised when I saw the document on the desktop with my name on it. I'll see what it is, but then I'll take a nap because I'm getting kind of sleepy now, and my eyes aren't working so good. For Devin, I'm sorry. I didn't want to leave you. Some part of me hopes that you find this message before. I hope it hasn't been too bad for you. One of the primary side effects in the onset is loss of sensation. There is some solace in that. Devin, I want you to know that you are special, oh so very special. You will always be my little brother, but to me you are more like a son. I will always love you for what you represent to me. You, Devin, are the pinnacle of scientific progress, the culmination of the greatest minds of man, the final fruits in the pursuit of discovery. Of course there have been other Devins before you, Devins, Dollys, Craigs. But you, my little brother, are the first to have really lived. I can't describe the elation when you made it past 4 years. It was a miracle. Part of me told myself that you would be the one that survived. I imagined who you would be as you grew older into a man and the things you would accomplish. The realist in me always knew that was folly. Eventually you would fail and fall apart like the rest of them. It was the cruel inevitability of reality. They may say I'm a monster for what I have done, but it was always for the betterment of mankind. You, my special Devin, are a clone. I know that you don't know what that means. We have sheltered you greatly. Pinky, promise me you won't look for it in your dictionary. All it means is you are something truly exceptional. If you do end up reading this, Devin, I want you to do something for me, please. The others disagree, but I no longer care for their opinion. I want the world to know. In spite of our failings, we have wrought the fire from Prometheus' hands and created something truly marvelous. P.S. I've drawn a picture with instructions explaining how to do what I need you to do. P.P.S. Once you've uploaded your diary and this letter, take a rest, Devin. You shouldn't have too much time left anyways. Love you always, big sister.